Hello and welcome to Future Horizons, the Tempest podcast. I'm your host, Zevi Watmo. In this episode, we visit the Royal International Air Tattoo to meet Generation Tempest, to learn why they think events such as RIAT are so important to inspire the next generation of engineers and pilots. We'll also be joined by senior leaders who are going to describe just why science, technology, engineering and maths will shape the future of UK combat air for the security and resilience of our country. First, let's hear from Richard Berthon, Director of Future Combat Air for the Ministry of Defence.
Hello and welcome to the Future Horizons podcast. This is Richard Berthon, the Director of Future Combat Air from the Ministry of Defence. And I'm speaking from RAF Fairford at the Royal International Air Tattoo 2025. Now, RIAT, as it's known, it's a unique and globally recognised as one of the largest air shows in the world. It brings together the best of the aerospace and defence industries, aviation enthusiasts, as well as military and civilian aviation communities. Most importantly, RIAT's a fantastic opportunity to inspire the next generation, and Team Tempest needs the best and brightest of minds. This year at RIAT, Team Tempest has a strong and inviting presence, from hosting inspiring talks at the RAF Charitable Trust's Inspire stage, to interactive displays, cool competitions, and opportunities for young people to meet the engineers and scientists working on the programme in the UK combat air area in the STEM Techno Zone.
Richard has described the young people who are generating so much enthusiasm for engineering as Team Tempest. Each one of them has a unique story on what originally drew them to STEM and the aerospace sector. Let's hear from aerospace degree apprentice Neha from Rolls-Royce.
So I got into STEM by doing a lot of DIY when I was younger. So I already had that problem-solving element to my life, which I really enjoyed. And then moving forward from there, as I entered into my GCSEs and my A-levels, I joined a robotics team. So what we did there was we were responsible for designing, building, coding, and then competing with this robot based on the different challenges, and put those together, as well as my love for science. It led me into STEM and into engineering specifically as well.
Problem solving and creativity also set Cara on her career with BAE Systems.
Hi, my name's Cara and I work at BAE Systems as a senior integration engineer. So in terms of my history, from a young age I was quite creative, and I also had this problem solving side to me. My creativity sort of came out through dancing, art. I've had dancing since I was 3 and throughout my life. And then my problem solving side came out through lots of different puzzles with my parents, word searches, Sudoku, etc. And yeah, I enjoyed both of those sides to me when I was younger. During primary school and high school, I came to events like these, and that's when I learned about BAE Systems. I remember coming and building things as part of the school. That's how I sort of learned about BAE Systems. From there, I actually joined as an EDAS software apprentice. So that scheme is over 4 years. I made various different placements throughout the air sector. Worked on the Typhoon, on the F-35, and various future technologies. So, for example, the looking at the sort of supporting our pilots through training. So worked on the training simulators, which was that was really cool. That was like playing with a video game in work. So yeah, I feel like that apprenticeship really set me up for the rest of my career, and I'm really, really grateful for it.
Events such as RIAT had a real impact on the imaginations of those who visited it as a child, piquing their interest in aerospace. Here's Georgiana and Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Georgiana and I'm a project manager at Leonardo. I wanted to join Team Tempest because I was an RAF cadet growing up, and so that gave me a real insight into sort of military life and the importance of what they do. And also I have been attending RIAT since I was 7, every single year that it's been on. And so I saw Leonardo there and I saw sort of the work that they were doing, and I thought I wanted to be a part of that.
I'm Charlotte and I'm a graduate software engineer at NVIDIA. Well, certainly for me, when I was a little bit younger and going through like school, I went to events like this and I got like really interested in all of the things. And I even learned about NVIDIA, which is where I now work.
The value of events like RIAT is something that's not lost on those responsible for the future capability of the UK Armed Forces. Air Chief Marshal Sir Rich Knighton was the first engineer to be appointed the Royal Air Force's Chief of Air Staff, and during his visit to the Team Tempest stand in the RIAT Technozone, he shared his views on why this engagement has such a huge impact on the next generation.
Well, events like RIAT are so important to attracting people into science, technology, engineering, maths, and also into developing an understanding of the armed forces, and obviously particularly the Air Force. If we're going to be a strong military, strong country in the future, we need people who understand engineering, understand about the armed forces, what it does for the country. And so RIAT just provides this amazing opportunity to showcase STEM, science, technology, engineering, maths, and also the armed forces, and particularly the Air Force. And so if we can inspire youngsters through what they see here, that puts them in a great position for us to attract them into things like Tempest and into things like the armed forces.
Inspiration was very much a theme of this year's RIAT, with Team Tempest engineers joining UK astronaut Tim Peake on the RAF Charitable Trust's Inspire stage to spark curiosity in the next generation of aviators and engineers.
Hi, I'm James. I'm an engineer at Rolls-Royce, but I'm actually currently seconded to BAE Systems doing an integration engineering role. So I'm supporting Team Tempest here today at RIAT, but I'm actually doing a speech on the Inspire stage. So we're talking a bit about why it's exciting, why the technologies behind are actually quite groundbreaking, what makes it sixth generation. And at the end of the day, how other people can get involved, why the skills we need are so essential, and why it's the future generation that we're going to really rely on to develop Tempest as a whole.
Here's Cara from BAE Systems again, who presented on the Inspire stage alongside James.
In order to support the programme and build the sixth generation fighter jet, we need a range of different people on board. So today when I'm presenting, I'm really wanting to get across how I'm different, but also the person I'm presenting with, James, he's different. He's come through a different route. I have this creative side to me. He's got more of a sporty side to him. And that's why it's so important that everyone gets involved, has a look into engineering, and see if there's a part for you to play.
A genuine enthusiasm for engaging with the next generation struck a chord with all of our STEM ambassadors at RIAT. Here's manufacturing engineer Connor and business apprentice Aben from BAE Systems.
So I think the reason why going to sort of RIAT and all that is important to me and the programs, it helps sort of tell people who aren't familiar in this sort of sector what it is that we do, why it's important that it gets done, and it also encourages people to get involved as well, because engineering is such a massive part of today's world with how technologically advanced it is now. So it's important to show them what you can learn as an engineer and why you should do it, like the skills you can learn, and the sort of impact you'll have to the future, pretty much, because this is what Team Tempest is about. It's about building the future.
Hi, my name is Aben. I am a business apprentice with BAE Systems. Right now, I'm in the Tempest trailer at RAF Fairford, RIAT. So many people have come in and asked about what the Tempest is like, what is Tempest, what's the plan for Tempest, who's working on Tempest. Loads of great questions, and it's just been really amazing to raise awareness about Tempest and GCAP. But it's honestly been an unreal experience for myself, and I'm sure anyone else would agree as well.
Here's Rolls-Royce's James again on what those visiting RIAT can experience.
So I think it's a bit of two things, really. One is you get to see it live in action. So seeing some of the air displays, the noise is huge, you really feel it. And you also get to kind of talk to some of the crew, so you see how it's being used. But also the sheer breadth of kind of future things and people you can talk to. So you talk to employees from those companies across a wide range of both industry and government suppliers. And I just think that gives a lot more of a interesting side to it. And you reach a lot of the general public here, which you might not do in any other kind of environment. So RIAT's a great opportunity to do that.
Well, the games and demonstrations on display in the Technozone at RIAT are a fantastic way to highlight the exciting technology being developed through Team Tempest. The most authentic advertisement for being a part of Generation Tempest comes from those who are already working on the programme. Here's Harry from Leonardo.
I think it's great working at Leonardo and being a part of Team Tempest due to essentially the coolness of it. You know, when you speak to people about your job, they want to know what it is. They're quite interested in it. It's not your bog standard day to day. And yeah, proud to be part of something that is quite invested in our young people's future. You know, I'm an apprentice myself, and the opportunities I get to do, come to RIAT, meet the Chief of Air Staff, meet Tim Peaks. There's a lot of stuff that people wouldn't necessarily get to do if they weren't a part of it.
The opportunity to step away from a regular 9 to 5 is something that chimes with Connor from BAE Systems.
I think one of the big things is the opportunities you get to sort of do things you usually wouldn't do. So, you know, at the moment I'm currently recording this from RIAT, and, you know, if I wasn't in Team Tempest, I wouldn't be here. I'd probably be back at home sort of doing whatever. It's just given me the opportunity to sort of expand my horizons and get out of, let's say, my comfort zone and sort of speak to sort of individuals about what we do. And also I can speak to individuals who maybe have more experience than I do, so I can learn as well. So overall, I think it's a good opportunity to get out and do things you wouldn't do normally. There's a lot of opportunities to sort of travel and work together in projects to help build your skills. Overall, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. It's just a great sort of stepping stone into building your skills.
Neha from Rolls-Royce also believes that the programme offers a great opportunity for personal development.
So working on Tempest is a once-in-a-generation experience. There's so much you can learn from it, and there's so much opportunity for you to have your own input into the program. I think working with the 5 organizations also makes it that much more special, being able to create a network both as early careers and also as the wider program, working across the country with all these different partners and being able to learn from everyone's experiences from all different backgrounds. And I think that's one of the things that makes the program so special, is there's nothing quite like it, and you're on the cutting edge of technology.
But the attraction of working on Team Tempest goes further than working on the latest technology. For many working on the programme, there's a real sense of pride in what they're doing.
Hi, my name is Ollie, and I joined Leonardo from university. I always thought it was cool hearing stories about people's grandfathers working on and building the Spitfire, and I thought when I got told about Tempest that I could have a chance to do the same thing and I would be able to tell those stories. So I joined from university onto a degree apprenticeship, and I've loved it ever since. I think it's important for other people to be a part of this because it is something that'll change. It'll change the future. It's something we can all be proud of whilst we work on it, and it is something that matters to everybody around us, whether they realise it or not. It's defending our nation, and it's something that I know I'm personally very proud to be a part of.
Ollie's Leonardo colleague Nathan agrees.
I've heard from more senior engineers who have been through the, like seeing Tornado through its entire life cycle and the Typhoon through its life cycle, that it's quite special seeing it fly after working on it for so long. So I think being able to do that for GCAP would be quite important and special.
This sense of duty, of doing something that makes a difference, is something that's not lost on Air Chief Marshal Sir Rich Knighton.
A career in defence and in engineering is enormously rewarding because of the variety, the range of opportunities, but also because you're doing something that matters. You're doing something for the nation. You're helping to protect the nation, protect your families, protect your friends. And that's why it's so important that we showcase what we do in the armed forces, showcase what the opportunities are in industry, and attract and inspire youngsters into these professions.
Let's end now with a special report from Richard Burson. He wants to invite all those who attended and everyone with an interest in STEM and aviation to grab the opportunities offered by Team Tempest.
So the message today is simple. The future of combat air is in your hands. The Future Combat Air programme is about pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and we need talented, creative and passionate individuals to help us achieve that. There's a lot of them here today. Come to see RIAT. So whether you're interested in engineering, artificial intelligence or digital design, there's a place for you in the programme and in the defence aerospace business. The work you could do would have a real impact on the UK's national security and global defence.
Join us next time for the final episode of this series of Future Horizons as we explore the strategic importance of a sovereign combat air capability to our country's international ambitions.